Good morning, dear student. I am your English teacher, and today we shall continue the same story, The Little Girl. We were on the page number 34, 34 upside. We shall start. She sat on a stool, gravely watched him until the walk and stretch. She sat on a stool, and she was waiting for a father until the walk and stretch and asked the time. They looked at her. Uh, he walked and stretched. He asked the time to Kezia. Kezia, what is the time? Don't stay so. Don't look at me like this. You look like a little brown girl. Who is saying this? Father is saying this. Uh, Kezia, what is time? Don't look at me like this. You look like a little brown girl. One day when she was kept indoors with a cold. One day what happened with Kezia? She had cold. Her grandmother told her that father's birthday was next week. Then grandmother comes and she informs to Kezia, your father birthday is coming next week. So and suggested she should make him a pincushion for a gift out of a beautiful piece of yellow silk. You have to make a gift by your own, a beautiful pincushion, a gift for father, beautiful piece of yellow silk. Laboriously with a double cotton, the little girl stitched three sides. She worked hard and she stitched three sides of the cushion. But what to fill it with? But how she can stitch the fourth side, because she does not have anything to fill in the cushion. That was the cushion. The grandmother was out in the garden. Grandmother was not near the Kezia. The grandmother was out in the garden. She was in garden, and she wandered into mother's bedroom. She went to bedroom of mother, and she wandered into mother's bedroom to look for steps. She was searching some scraps. On the bed table, she discovered a great many sheets of fine paper. Then she found some sheets of the paper on the table, gathered them up, tore them into pieces. She collected them all and she tore them in a tiny pieces and stuffed her case and sewed up the four side. All those wastage paper she filled in the in cushion, and she stitched the four side also. That night there was hue and cry in the house. Father's great speech for the port authority had been lost. Now father comes and he serves some papers. Father's great speech for the port authority had been lost. He was searching the some paper. On those paper, it was written a speech. Rooms were searched. He searched the room. He ordered to servant, please search it. Cushion. Finally, mother came into the Kezia room. Now, finally, mother comes in the Kezia room and she asks, "Have you seen have you seen those papers, Kezia? I suppose you do not see some pot papers on the table in your room." "Oh yes," she said. "I tore them up for my surprise." She said, "Yes, I have tore them in a for the surprise." "What?" screamed mother. "Come straight down to the dining room this instant." She screamed. "Oh," she shouted. "Oh, you did this!" And she was dragged down to father, where passing to and fro, hands behind his back. Now she comes in front of father, where father was waiting for Kezia. "Well," he said sharply. Mother explained all the things, what incident happened. He stopped and stared at the child. He stopped and he stared at the Kezia. "Did you do that?" He asked Kezia father. "No, no," she whispered. "Mother, go up to her room and fetch down the damn thing." He ordered to mother, go up to her room and fetch down the damn thing. See that the child is put to bed this instant." Crying too much to explain, she lay in the shadow room watching. She was crying and she was looking at the floor. Then father came into the room with a ruler in his hands. Then suddenly father comes with a ruler in his hand. "I'm going to beat you for this," he said. "I'm going to beat you," he said. "Oh no, no," she screamed. She shouts, hiding under the bedclothes. She hid herself in the under the bedclothes. He pulled them aside, Sit up, he ordered, and hold out your hands. He must be taught once and for all not to touch what does not belong to. He says that whatever things it is not belong to you, you will not touch of that. So it will a lesson for you. Today I'll beat you, but it was for your birthday. Now Kezia said, but father, it was for your birthday. I told them for your birthday because I do not have the things to fill the cushion. But it was for your birthday. Down come the ruler on her little pink palms. Then he beats her. Hours later, when grandmother had wrapped in a shawl, after some time, grandmother comes and she covered Kezia in her shawl. When grandmother had wrapped in her shawl and rocked her in the rocking chair, to child clung to her soft body. What did God make father? So now Kezia asked, why God make father? But the child never forget. Grandmother said, you will forget after this time. Now you go in your bed and you will sleep, and next morning you will forget all this. But the child never forget. But Kezia never ever forget this. Next time she saw him, she quickly, but both hands were back, and red color flew into her cheeks when she saw her father. Suddenly she hold her hands behind. The McDonald lived next door. They had 5 children. One next family were McDonald family. They were living near the Kezia house. Looking through a gap in the fence, the little girl saw them playing tag in the evening. The father with a baby Ma on his shoulders. Another family she sees in the fence, and she was feeling that family is very happy family. Then it was decided there were different sorts of father, and father was playing with his kids. So she said there were different sorts of father. Now my father is very bad father, and his father that father is very good father. Suddenly one day mother became ill, and she and grandmother went to hospital. One day what happened? Kezia mother was ill, and she and grandmother went to hospital. The little girl was left alone in the house with Alice. She cooked. That was all right in the daytime, and now Kezia was alone in her home, and only Alice was there. But while Alice was putting her to bed, she grew suddenly after. She said, now you sleep, Kezia. Alice said to Kezia, but Kezia said, I have a nightmare. She asked, I often have nightmare. Then Granny takes into her bed. If Granny will be here, so she will keep me in her bed. I can't stay in the dark. It all gets whispery. You just go to sleep, child. Alice said, no, nightmare will not come. You go and sleep. Pulling off her socks, she removed her socks, and don't you scream and walk your poor papa. If he will shout, so your father will woke up. But the same old nightmare came, and the same nightmare came, and the butcher with a knife and a rope, who came nearer and nearer, smiling that dreadful smile, while she could not move, could only stand still, crying out, grandmother, grandmother. She walked willing to see. Now suddenly the nightmare comes, and she feels she scares. She scares, and she shouts, grandma, grandma. So suddenly father comes with a candle, and he asks, what is the matter? So he takes to Kezia with his room, and he sleeps with her. Asleep still, she crept close to him, snuggled her head under his arm. She hid her head in the arm of father. Then the dark did not matter. She lay still. Here, rub your feet against my legs and get them warm, said father. Tired out, he slept before the little girl. And suddenly father sleeps because he was very tired. A funny feeling came over her. Poor father, not so big after all. Now Kezia realized, my father is not bad because he works very hard. That's why his behavior is rude, grandmother. But it was a nice hardness, and every day he had to work. Every day he had to work and was too tired to be a Mr. McDonald. Nobody become a same person like McDonald. She had torn up all his beautiful writing. Now she has realized that I did mistake. I tore the paper of my father, so that's why he beaten me. She stood suddenly aside. What is the matter? Asked her father. Suddenly father asked, what is the matter? Another dream you have seen? Oh, said the little girl. She said, oh, my head's on your heart. Kezia said, my head on your heart. I can hear it going. I can hear the sound of your heart. I can feel your heart. How big, what a big heart you have got. How a beautiful heart you have. Father dear, she says, you are my favorite father, father dear. Now, my dear, this story has finished. Okay, so we shall continue the next. Till then, bye bye. Have an amazing day.